going to be doing today is putting on some new window seals on my VW Convertible Bug. Pretty thrashed up. The top's pretty bad, but it's just going to be temporary until I can restore the entire car. So as you can see right here, the felt on this is pretty gone. I'm going to replace this. There's also a little rubber piece that goes up here at the top that I just got from Chuck's Convertible Parts. So this is my receipt from the stuff I bought. And I got the new rubber here for this. I already had this. I had already ordered this years ago. So I'm going to put this back on. And but the main piece that I'm going to be replacing is the rubber that goes around the glass and that goes in between the glass and the chrome. Holds the chrome. Basically, it just holds it to the glass. So I'm going to be replacing that. That's the main project that I was doing. But while I was at it, I figured I'd replace the felt here and then this little rubber piece. And since I had to order both pieces at once, I got one for the other side too, which I'm probably not going to do today. I'll do some other time. So first thing I'm going to do is I've already taken out the door glass. Next, I'm going to take out the wing, the vent wing. This is you just pop off the door panel. Clips here. You see your door. I'm having a really hard time trying to get this in, lining it up. So I'm going to take off the vent wing and try putting it in, and then putting the vent window in after, which might be wrong, but we'll find out. Only one way to find out. So there's two bolts here that you got to take out, 11mm heads. Take these two out, and then the vent window should come out, but there's probably a couple more bolts in here that we have to take out, so I'll let you know. Okay, so I took the two 11mm bolts off there holding the vent window, but there's another one down here, 13mm, that has to come off to take this out. So I got the two bolts that that screw into here, and this is what holds the vent window into your door. You'll notice there's two little square nuts that hold on to it inside there, and they move around, so you have to like line them up in order to get them in there. Sometimes what will happen is this thing back here that holds them in place will break, and so those things will fall out, or there won't be anything to hold them on there. So you might have to drill that out drill that rivet out and put a new one in somehow, maybe off another vent window. The other thing is you can't get this thing out of the door frame, out of the door, because this is in the way. It's too thick. So you'll notice there's a slot for a screwdriver in there, so you can back this out, and that will allow you to remove this from the door. The door, you'll be able to take it out of the door. So that's what I'm going to do now. That way I can have access to the entire frame to put the felt in, which you actually don't have to do. You can just replace the felt while it's in here. I'm just going to go ahead and take it out. And the other thing is, while you have this out, it's a good chance to replace this rubber here. This little short piece only goes to here. It's a good time to replace that too. You can see this is loose. There's supposed to be a screw holding it to the door, and that screw has come out, so this is loose. So it's a time to replace that as well. It's a little sheet metal screw. You can see right there, there's one and it's all rusted and stripped out, so they're kind of hard to take out. This one's missing the back there, so you can probably go to the hardware store and get these sheet metal screws to replace. So here's the old felt channel. See, it's metal wrapped with material, rubber. There's the inside part where the glass goes, and it just goes inside this channel. I decided not to take the vent window out because I actually don't need to take it out completely from the door in order to take this stuff out. So this is the old one. Here's the new one. See the difference there on the inside and the outside. So probably want to clean this out. If there's pieces of plastic and rubber in there, just clean it out with the flathead screwdriver, and maybe want to spray a little bit of glue inside here, and that's it. Put the new one in. So I wanted to point out this problem here. Probably some of you may have this problem. It looks like the guy who had it before used a sheet metal screw and it rusted and it broke off. Well, there's this piece of metal here, and there's another piece of metal underneath, and they're folded together. So if you take some pliers and spread them apart, you can get that washer that's in there, that nut that's in there, out, and replace it, and use a machine screw and maybe thread it. You could even put a bolt on the other side of this, on the bottom side of this, and then put your machine screw through here, and that's going to go through this little hole that's here inside the rubber, holds the vent down to the door right here. So there's 3 points here, the 2 holes here, and then the one down here. That's right there. So there's 3 points that there's 3 points here that hold the vent window into your door. So I got the felt in on the vent window. See, it's nice and black. Big improvement. Looks like velvet. And so now I got to put this rubber here on the glass and then get the frame onto the glass. So it's going to be kind of tricky to see how I'm going to do it. I may try putting it in here and then putting this onto the glass. I think that might work best. Either that or put the rubber onto the glass and then spray some lubricant onto the rubber and then slide the metal frame onto the rubber. I'll let you know what works. I got the window rubber on. As you can see up here in the corner, I wasn't able to get it down all the way, which could create a problem because it's not going to be a straight line all the way across. It's going to go up here, so it's not going to get a good seal when I close the window or close the door, which is a problem. So I'm not sure how to really deal with that. I put this side on first before I put the top piece on, so that's why the top didn't get on all the way. So we'll see how it works. So I got the window in, I got the frame in, I got the glass in. Everything's pretty much set up. But here's some problems that I came across. As I suspected, this frame here is not straight across. It goes and it kind of curves up. So when you try to close the door, it's going to hit here. So I have to have the window down a little bit for it to actually close all the way, which is not good because then you're going to have that gap there. other problem I ran into is, so here's a little rubber piece. It's actually made out of plastic, and I think Chuck's Convertible Parts is the only people that make this, so that's fine. The felt, the new felt you see here, it seals the window nice on both sides, so that'll help keep water from getting in here and running down your door. My outside rubber weather stripping is good on the glass part. This part is okay. Looks like there's no screw to hold this in, so it just really held in by the frame, I guess. But you can put a sheet metal screw in there. Also, another problem I had is that these two screws here, I don't have the original ones. These I got at a hardware store, and I got the wrong size. These are 11 millimeter, but they're supposed to be 10 millimeter. And so that's makes a problem, because when I'm trying to adjust the door, the vent window, I can't, because I can't get I can't get the socket in there. It's too big. So if you have a smaller size head, 10 millimeter, you'll be able to get the socket in there and tighten it up. So right now they're loose. They're not tightened in there. So those are some of the problems that I had, but other than that, it's pretty much done. Oh, the other thing is that this piece of weather stripping that goes in here on the inside, you can't get it in once you have the glass in, so you have to put this on before you put the glass in. So I made that mistake, and I'm gonna have to leave my weather stripping off on the inside, which is not as big of a deal as it is on the outside, because that's where all the moisture gets in through the glass, and it runs down the glass into your door, and it causes it all to rust. But I still need to replace this rubber here, so I'm gonna have to take this out. And when I take that out, take the glass back out, put this weather stripping in, put this new weather stripping in. The one on my vent window is okay, but I could probably replace that too. It's a little bit crusty down here at the bottom. The outside isn't in too bad a shape, but you know, new rubber is always nice. And then I also need to put in the new, the correct size 10 millimeter bolts that go, screws that go in there. You can see my pivot screw is stripped or broken, and that's what holds this in, but I'm not having any problems with it, so it's not broken. I'm not going to fix it. Other than that, that's it. So until next time. Oh, and I'm going to have to redo this too. I'm going to have to take this off and take it off and start from the top here and then try to put on the side. But this corner is really the hardest part when putting this whole thing together. Alright.